Hello everyone! Today, we will explore a unique profession that is becoming a new trend in agriculture: raising toads. Sounds strange, right? But do you know that this toad has an unimaginable value and brings huge income to Chinese farmers? Watch this video to decode the secret. Toads are not simple animals. They possess many medical and economic values that you may not know. For example, toad venom is used in traditional Chinese medicine to treat diseases such as cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, and neurological problems. Moreover, toad meat is also a specialty dish, rich in nutrients, and is favored by many people. Even toad skin and other parts such as liver and heart can be processed into medicine. It is not an exaggeration to say that the entire toad body can become a valuable economic product. In fact, toad venom can cure hundreds of diseases and is the main ingredient of many precious medicines. This explains why toad farming is increasingly developing and becoming an attractive source of income for farmers. So, how to raise toads in large quantities and with high economic efficiency? The secret lies in the experience of Chinese farmers. To raise toads effectively, farmers must first choose a place to raise toads very carefully. It is best to choose a place with a clean water source, good drainage, and shade to avoid direct sunlight. Toads are animals that prefer the dark. They often hide during the day and only appear at night. Therefore, the breeding place needs to have appropriate sun protection and insulation measures to create an ideal living environment for toads, avoiding stress and disease. One of the important factors when raising toads is choosing breeds. Only healthy toads with no signs of disease should be selected for breeding. In particular, when buying toad breeds, you need to pay attention to their activities and tastes to ensure quality. Toads are omnivorous animals. They can eat small fish, shrimp, worms, insects, etc. Farmers can use synthetic animal feed from these ingredients to ensure nutrition for toads. An effective way for toads to hunt naturally is to install light bulbs in the cage to attract insects, helping to save on food costs. But raising toads is not that simple. Toads are extremely lazy animals. Even when food is placed in front of them, they cannot see and do not eat. Therefore, smart farmers have installed automatic feeding machines, which help food move continuously, stimulating toads to eat more. In addition, these machines are also integrated with modern technology to monitor toads or check the environmental conditions of the farming environment, and are remotely controlled via smart devices. One of the great advantages of automatic feeding machines is the ability to effectively control the amount of food, helping to ensure a nutritional balance for toads, thereby promoting their growth and development. In the toad farming profession, the living environment is also an extremely important factor. Toad farms must be disinfected regularly to prevent the spread of bacteria and infectious diseases. At the same time, it is necessary to monitor water quality and make timely adjustments to ensure that the living environment is always in the best condition. When toads are sick, they need to be isolated and treated immediately to minimize the risk of spreading and ensure the health of the toads. Toads can shed their skin. Is this really true? In Chinese legend, if someone sees a toad shedding its skin, they will become rich. If you don't believe it, discover this secret. The growth rate of toads is extremely fast. When they are adults, farmers will start harvesting their venom and skin. Toad skins can age in less than half a month after molting and can begin to molt again. However, harvesting toad skins is not easy because they usually molt at night when humidity is high. After molting, toads will eat the skins, making them rare. After much research, Chinese farmers have now found a more efficient way to collect toad skin. Harvesting toad venom is not an easy task. Farmers harvest by clamping the toad's posterior ear gland, which, when pressed, releases a milky white liquid. This process must be done carefully to avoid getting venom in the eyes. Toad venom can be harvested about every 4 weeks, and it takes up to 1,500 toads to produce 0.6 kilograms of venom. And if used properly, toad venom is extremely effective in fighting poison with poison. In recent years, the price of toads has skyrocketed from about $40 to $55 to $1,000 per toad, an extremely impressive number. This shows that the toad farming industry has great economic value and is increasingly attracting people's attention. Moreover, toad products not only serve domestic needs, but can also be exported abroad, expanding the international market. Besides, toad farming also has outstanding advantages such as low investment, quick harvest, low risk. Therefore, this profession is a great opportunity for farmers to increase their income and become rich sustainably. With high medicinal value, large market potential, and increasing demand, toad farming is truly a potential get-rich profession. However, to be successful, farmers need to master modern farming techniques and technology. What do you think about this toad farming profession? Leave a comment to let us know. Many people still think that agriculture is only about manual work, which takes a lot of time and effort. However, this is only partly true. Nowadays, many modern techniques and high-tech equipment have been applied to production, making raising and caring for farms easier, significantly improving product quality. In today's video, we will introduce the most useful machines in the large-scale livestock industry. Stay tuned so you don't miss any interesting information. The application of modern machinery and technology in livestock farming is also known as precision livestock farming, PLF. This is an innovative approach that helps farmers perform tasks, collect data, and make decisions during the livestock farming process. The use of modern machinery in livestock farming aims to increase productivity, reduce resource waste, improve animal welfare, and promote sustainable and efficient livestock farming activities. Instead of catching and sorting chickens manually, large-scale farms have invested in automatic chicken harvesters. When the machine moves near the flock of chickens, the chickens will be put into the cage gently, without causing stress and without contact with the operator. In particular, the chicken cage does not come into contact with the litter, ensuring hygiene. Most automatic chicken harvesters have large operating capacity. On average, each machine can load 8,000 to 12,000 chickens per hour, equivalent to about 16 to 26 tons per hour. With only 3 to 4 operators, these machines will help the farm optimize labor costs. This is really a great machine, right? Automatic feeding is a big step forward for many livestock farms, providing a continuous supply of feed, positively affecting the health and productivity of the herd. Currently, there are many types of automatic feeders, but the common goal is to provide the right amount of feed. Farmers can adjust the machine to bring the feed and spread it evenly into the feed trough. Some machines move on the ground, while others are mounted on elevated tracks. Depending on the design and condition of the farm, farmers can choose the right type of machine. These machines can operate continuously day and night, with a feed distribution volume of up to thousands of kilograms, reducing labor costs and limiting heavy work. It is very necessary to push feed to livestock regularly. Using a feed pusher regularly increases the frequency of feeding both day and night, bringing many benefits to the health, fertility, production, and productivity of livestock. This automation technology not only reduces the need for labor, but also saves a lot of time. An automatic feed pusher can save up to 180 hours per year on average. In addition, when the equipment is operating regularly, the farm aisles will always be clean. Smart feed pushers are designed to move independently along automatic feed paths. They move slowly along the feed fence with a rotating mechanism at the bottom pushing the feed towards the fence. These machines are controlled by an application, helping the farm owner grasp the operating status and ensure that feed is always within reach of the livestock. You think workers had to clean up tons of cow manure every day on the farm? This may have been true in the past, but now they have automatic cow manure collectors. These robots move across the floor, pushing and lifting the cow manure, then transferring it to a container at the back. Some machines are also equipped with front water nozzles to increase the efficiency of manure collection and rear water nozzles to wet the floor, creating a clean and safe environment. These compact machines can operate continuously, day and night, without interruption. This helps to minimize the accumulation of manure in the barn, keeping the cow's hooves, tails, and udders cleaner, thereby reducing the risk of infection and optimizing the health of the cows. This is the ideal tool to maintain barn hygiene. Modern machinery not only helps farms save on labor costs, but also optimizes productivity, bringing higher economic efficiency. This is the driving force behind the sustainable development of the modern livestock industry. However, many people are still concerned about the high initial investment costs and the uncertainty of future agricultural policies, making them hesitant to invest. How can we monitor and supervise all livestock when the farm is too large? Don't worry too much, because now there is an automatic monitoring robot. This machine will move around the livestock area, approach the livestock, and collect data about the barn. They provide real-time information about the living environment, machine failures, and livestock problems, helping farmers handle arising problems in a timely manner. The monitoring robot is equipped with cameras, sensors, and wheels for easy automatic movement, helping farmers not have to check in the usual way. Today, agricultural robots are no longer limited to a specific function or job. Instead, farmers prefer to use machines that can perform multiple functions. For example, the R150 unmanned electric robot is capable of spraying crops automatically with a maximum efficiency of 5 hectares per hour. In addition, this robot can also transport agricultural tools or products with a payload of 150 kilograms and a battery life of 4 hours. No matter where or how you farm, this electric robot can be adapted to make life on the farm much easier and more productive. Have you ever wondered how MSG crystals, a familiar spice in everyday meals, are produced? You will surely be surprised to know that the raw material to create this unique spice is cassava root. From vast cassava farms, through modern manufacturing processes, and finally to the MSG packets in your kitchen, it's been a fascinating journey. Join me as I explore the cassava farms of Thailand and journey to MSG factories. The journey of MSG begins with large cassava farms. Here, Thai farmers will choose quality cassava varieties that are suitable for the soil type to increase productivity. For example, Rayong 9 cassava is suitable for loose sandy soil, Kasetsart 72 cassava is suitable for clay soil, and Hoai Bong 80 cassava is suitable for loose soil. Each year, Thailand produces an average of more than 20 million tons of cassava, becoming the second largest producer in the world, and exporting 70% of its output abroad. Cassava has brought high income to farmers, but the process of growing cassava is not easy. Before planting, farmers must prepare the land and seedlings. Healthy cassava plants, 10 to 12 months old, will be selected as seedlings. Previously, farmers had to plant cassava manually. Each seedling had about 5 to 7 buds for the plant to grow. First, people had to spray pesticides and root stimulants on the seedlings. Nowadays, most farms use cassava planting machines to make this process faster and more efficient. Cassava plants will be planted vertically on the bed, keeping a depth of about 10 to 15 centimeters. The distance between plants must be at least 80 to 100 centimeters. A special note is that the planting bed must be narrow and sharp, because about 4 to 5 months after planting, the cassava tubers will develop and risk emerging from the ground. After planting, large cassava fields are often watered with a drip system, both ensuring the right amount of water for the plants and saving time. In the first 1 to 3 months, farmers will water every 2 to 3 days. After that, just water once a week, each time for 2 to 4 hours. After about 8 to 12 months of planting and care, the ivory white cassava tubers are ready to harvest. Before starting to harvest, farmers will stop watering for 1 month to ensure the soil is dry, helping to increase productivity, and the cassava tubers produce a lot of starch at the right rate. On large farms, the use of cassava harvesting machines is becoming more popular. First, farmers will cut the entire cassava stem about 20 centimeters from the ground. These cassava stems will be kept as seedlings for the next crop. They then use modern cassava harvesting machines, moving along the rows to harvest. After harvesting, fresh cassava roots must be brought to the factory within 2 days to avoid damage and reduce starch content. The secret to getting quality cassava roots is to harvest around December to March of the following year, when cassava has a high starch content. Harvesting is usually not done around April to June because the plants develop young leaves and have little starch. From the lush green farms, cassava is transported to the factory, where the complex MSG production process begins. The largest MSG factory in Thailand is currently Ajinomoto. The cassava roots are crushed and extracted to obtain starch. First, the cassava starch and molasses are extracted into glucose and put into a fermentation tank. Then, fermenting bacteria are added. These bacteria consume the glucose, releasing glutamic acid. Through neutralization, the glutamic acid is converted into a solution containing MSG. The mixture is then decolorized and filtered, resulting in a pure MSG solution. Next, the solution is put into an evaporator to obtain solid crystals. During the MSG production process, modern equipment helps optimize the process, controlling the temperature, humidity, and fermentation time precisely. Finally, the crystals are dried to create the final product, MSG. These products will then be packaged and distributed to the market. MSG is a flavor-rich seasoning known as the purest form of umami. It is widely used in the food industry to enhance flavor. In particular, MSG can partially replace salt, reducing sodium intake by up to 1/3. Initially, MSG was mainly associated with Asian cuisine, but it is now used worldwide to add a delicious flavor to dishes. Currently, Asia supplies about 93% of the world's MSG production, including Thailand and other countries such as China, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Taiwan. Cassava cultivation to supply MSG processing factories has brought a stable income to millions of Thai farmers, while contributing to the development of the national economy. Millions of tons of MSG are produced annually to meet domestic consumption and export demand. In addition, byproducts from the process of harvesting and processing cassava into MSG also have many benefits. Farmers can use these substances to fertilize crops, creating a beneficial cycle. Did you know that Southeast Asian farmers have discovered a unique method of raising black chickens without spending a penny on feed? Sounds unbelievable, right? But this method has helped thousands of households improve their income and even escape poverty. What is their secret? And why is this chicken farming method so special? Let's find out in today's video. In Southeast Asian countries such as Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam, black chickens with black skin, meat, and bones are increasingly popular. This breed of chicken has high nutritional content, is rich in nutrients, and is good for health. Thanks to these characteristics, black chickens are often priced twice or even 3 times higher than regular chicken breeds, providing a stable source of income for farmers. However, what makes black chickens the preferred choice of many households? Many people believe that black chicken meat has the ability to improve health enhance immunity, and even support the treatment of some diseases. This has attracted the attention of many people. What is even more interesting is the way to raise black chickens without spending much on feed. The notable highlight of this black chicken farming model is the use of Azolla duckweed, a nutritious and easy-to-grow duckweed. Farmers can let the chickens roam free, let them forage in the fields, use agricultural byproducts and garden pond models. So, what is special about Azolla duckweed? Azolla is not only a nutritious food source, but also helps improve water quality and reduce environmental pollution. This helps farmers reduce feed costs and maintain a sustainable farming environment. Growing Azolla is very simple. Farmers only need a small pond and some initial Azolla seedlings. The suitable environment for Azolla to grow is water with a depth of about 5 to 10 centimeters, a temperature of about 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and exposure to light about 50 to 70%. Azolla has a strong reproductive ability, and its number can double every 3 to 5 days if raised in a suitable environment. Therefore, Azolla will grow quickly on the water surface and farmers can harvest it weekly to feed chickens. The technique of caring for Azolla is not too complicated, mainly maintaining the pH of the water between 4 and 5.5 and protecting the Azolla from fish or insects that may eat it. Most black chicken farms raise Azolla themselves in ponds or water tanks. Immediately after being scooped up, Azolla will be washed and mixed with a small amount of bran or corn flour to increase nutrients. Chickens love this food because it is cool, easy to digest, and rich in nutrients. Most of the feed provided to chickens is made from Azolla, so the cost of chicken feed can be significantly saved. Each day, farmers can feed each chicken 200 to 300 grams of Azolla, depending on the nutritional needs of the chicken. Adjusting the feed formula appropriately will help the chickens to be healthier and develop more stably. The method of feeding chickens with Azolla is really simple. Just mix the ingredients well and put it directly into the chicken's feeder. Commercial chickens need to be raised for about 70 days before being sold. Meanwhile, if you incubate chicken eggs and sell them, the price will be about $0.6 per chicken. Each large-scale farm can incubate 4,000 to 5,000 eggs per week. The black chicken farming model in Southeast Asia is not too large in scale, but the natural farming method still brings high profits to farmers. Usually, chickens will be raised in a cool, clean barn environment. Chickens raised with natural food such as duckweed are less susceptible to disease, have firmer meat and higher quality than industrial chickens. With a small scale, farming productivity as well as the ability to supply the market are also more limited. Although this model has many benefits, it is not without difficulties. farmers will face risks from harsh weather and epidemics. However, they are still trying to improve techniques, share experiences with each other to overcome difficulties. These efforts not only help reduce costs, but also help improve farming skills and experience. In recent years, rabbit farming has boomed across Kenya, providing thousands of small-scale farmers with a sustainable and profitable livelihood. Millions of rabbits raised in Kenya have helped this country ensure food security and more sustainable lives for its people. In times of economic challenges in Kenya, rabbit farming has emerged as an alternative source of income that requires little space, investment, and labor. Rabbit farming has become increasingly popular as demand for rabbit meat has skyrocketed in both domestic and international markets. Rabbit meat is prized for its leanness, low cholesterol, and high protein content, making it a healthier alternative to beef, pork, or chicken. This demand has encouraged many farmers to take up rabbit farming, realizing the profitability of the business. In addition, the cost of raising rabbits is significantly lower than other livestock, such as cows or goats, making it an attractive livestock industry for small-scale farmers. For farmers in Kenya, rabbit farming not only provides meat for local consumers, but also exports abroad, especially to European countries where there is high demand for this product. One of the most attractive features of rabbit farming is the relatively low cost of starting a farm. Rabbits require less space and feed than other livestock, and their breeding cycle is extremely fast. A single rabbit can produce multiple litters every 2 to 3 months, allowing farmers to build up their herds quickly. The rapid turnover rate means that farmers can scale their businesses efficiently and generate income within a few months of starting a farm. One of the most attractive features of rabbit farming is the relatively low cost of starting a farm. Rabbits require less space and feed than other livestock, and their breeding cycle is extremely fast. A single rabbit can produce multiple litters every 2 to 3 months, allowing farmers to build up their herds quickly. The rapid turnover rate means that farmers can scale their businesses efficiently and generate income within a few months of starting a farm. Unlike larger animals that require extensive grazing areas or intensive feeding, rabbits thrive in simple enclosures such as wire mesh cages, and their diet consists primarily of vegetable scraps, hay, and grains. This makes rabbit farming particularly accessible to Kenyan farmers who may not have extensive land or resources. Therefore, to start a rabbit farm, Kenyan farmers only need a small initial investment in housing, feed, and breeding stock. They can raise a large number of rabbits and generate a stable income. Rabbit farming is not only a source of income for Kenyan farmers, but also plays an important role in addressing food security in rural communities. The nutritional value of rabbit meat provides a healthy and affordable source of protein for families. Rabbit farmers in Kenya say they can provide a steady source of protein for their families, helping to reduce malnutrition rates among children and populations that are often facing hunger. So, how do Kenyan farmers get access to such rabbit farming practices? The success of rabbit farming in Kenya is due in part to the many training and support programs available to farmers. Farmers' organizations or NGOs have recognized the potential of rabbit farming and have provided technical training and resources to farmers interested in the activity. These programs play a vital role in helping farmers learn best rabbit farming practices, including breeding, housing, feeding, and disease management. Furthermore, cooperatives and farmer associations have played an important role in connecting rabbit farmers to markets, both domestically and internationally. By working together, farmers can sell their products collectively, ensuring better prices and more reliable income. In some areas, cooperatives have also set up processing facilities, allowing farmers to add value to their products by producing rabbit sausages, jerky, and other processed meats. Furthermore, Cooperatives and farmer associations have played an important role in connecting rabbit farmers to markets, both domestically and internationally. By working together, farmers can sell their products collectively, ensuring better prices and more reliable income. In some areas, cooperatives have also set up processing facilities, allowing farmers to add value to their products by producing rabbit sausages, jerky, and other processed meats. Rabbit meat processing plants in Kenya play a vital role in transforming the country's growing rabbit farming industry into a sustainable business. These plants provide the necessary infrastructure for safe and hygienic rabbit meat processing. Modern facilities in Kenya adhere to strict health and safety standards, ensuring that meat is processed for both domestic consumption and export to international markets. The process begins with the slaughter of the rabbits, followed by the removal of skin, viscera, and careful cutting of the meat. Specialized equipment ensures uniformity, while cold storage maintains the freshness of the product until it is processed. Some establishments also offer value-added products such as rabbit sausages, jerky, and other processed meats, which cater to the higher demand of the population. The expanding rabbit meat market is also profitable for Kenyan farmers.
Unique explores semi-artificial eel farming model. Eels have long been the most popular food source in Asian regions. So eel farming has also developed strongly, helping farmers gain great economic benefits, in addition to traditional eel farming models such as natural farming or modern models in artificial environments. In Southeast Asia, farmers are developing semi-artificial eel farming. There is a combination of traditional and modern methods to produce large quantities of farmed eels. Today, let's explore with us how unique semi-artificial eel farms are. Unique Explore Semi-Artificial Eel Farming Model. Semi-artificial eel farming is very popular in rural areas of Southeast Asia because these areas have large fields and natural river systems. Farmers mainly cultivate wet rice, so the rice growing areas are usually low-lying and humid all year round, which is an ideal condition for raising eels in the fields. Of course, farmers will not release eels directly into the rice fields, but they use mats nets are used to enclose areas and release eel fry for spawning. In this way, eel can live in the natural environment and combine with modern breeding methods to create high-quality eel breeds. As you can see, eels are released directly into the rice fields, hiding in the fertile mud layers, which is an ideal habitat for eels, helping them reproduce quickly. Farmers provide feed so they can grow faster. The semi-artificial eel seed production model brings many advantages and benefits, helping farmers proactively source quality seeds, healthy artificial seeds, uniform size and less disease, meeting the quality requirements and partly the quantity according to the needs of farmers. This model is bringing high economic efficiency to people, especially for the small-scale producers. After eels are spawned, farmers will continue to care for the eels for a while until they reach a certain size. They will be sold to eel farms or released into concentrated farming areas. They are still raised and fattened in the semi-artificial way. The farming area is still surrounded by canvas or nets. The farming environment is similar to that in nature, including mud and some plants such as water, hyacinth as shelter for the eels. Eels raised in a semi-artificial environment are also fed daily with small fish and earthworms. Industrial food for eels can also be used to ensure nutrition for their growth. Farmers usually feed eels twice a day, with just enough food to avoid overfeeding, which can lead to excess food pollution the farming area. Freshwater eels are often active at night, so farmers often provide food at night to increase farming efficiency. Eel care such as disease and bacteria prevention is also focused on to ensure they grow well. Eels raised in the semi-artificial models can be harvested after 6 to 8 months, when they reach a size of about 150 to 200 grams per eel. Farmers will remove vegetations in the eel farming area and drain the water to harvest the eels. With no shelter left, thousands of eels can be seen working under the thin layer of mud. Farmers harvest each eel and place them in a plastic baskets that can drain well. Once each basket is full, they use a hose to clean the mud and then pour the eels into a holding tank before being sold to traders for transportation to consumption and processing areas. At the factory, tons of eels are processed every day through stages such as head removal, viscera removal and cleaning. The eels are then cut into portions and packaged by weight, after which they are flash frozen to extend shelf life and make transportation easier. Eel is considered one of the delicacies in Southeast Asia. They are processed into different dishes depending on the region and the taste of the local people. Eel meat is classified as a food that provides many nutrients that are beneficial to health. They contain a lot of protein, vitamins and minerals that are beneficial to human health. In particular, eel dishes are also used in cases of physical weaknesses to improve health.
By the end of September 2023, the total sow herd in China reached about 45 million, making an impressive recovery from the difficulties caused by the epidemic. With the goal of rebuilding the livestock industry, China has produced millions of piglets to meet domestic demand and increase productivity. So, how can they produce such a huge number of piglets? Let's explore the process and technology of piglet production at lightning speed. China is the world's largest pork consumer, with an annual demand of about 54 million tons, accounting for half of the total global pork production. Pork is not only a staple food, but also an indispensable part of the rich culinary culture of the people here. Currently, the pig farming industry in China can produce about 57.94 million tons of pork per year. After the African swine fever (ASF) crisis in 2018, millions of pigs in China were wiped out, leading to a surge in imports of piglets from abroad. Therefore, the country has invested heavily in developing high-quality pig breeds to meet domestic demand and avoid dependence on imports. One of China's efforts to create quality pig breeds is to apply genetic crossbreeding technology. These studies have helped create healthy pigs that are highly resistant to disease and grow faster. Local pig breeds with good qualities will be used and combined with excellent pig breeds imported from abroad. Currently, the most popular pig breeds raised in China include Habei pigs, Beijing black pigs, Xinhua pigs, Hubei pigs, Duroc pigs, Shanghai pigs, and Yorkshire pigs, etc. Most recently, they have crossbred and created a pig breed called Lanxi with outstanding productivity. This is a pig breed with high lean meat ratio and fast growth rate, thereby bringing higher profits. To achieve this, China has applied modern technology, commonly known as pig chip. This technology allows automatic analysis of multiple DNA samples at the same time, rapid synthesis and creation of a gene source with the most optimal characteristics. In addition, artificial insemination is also applied to increase the conception efficiency of the pig herd. The process of creating healthy, quality piglets requires special care. Sows are raised in a clean environment with strict control over temperature, humidity, and nutrition. Automatic feeders and diets are designed specifically for each stage of development, ensuring the best reproductive health. The first pigs will be raised in spacious, large barns. During pregnancy, they are regularly checked for health. The average gestation period of sows is 114 days. Special attention must be paid to miscarriage or early termination of pregnancy. When it is time to breed, they will be placed in separate pens. This confinement will continue throughout the lactation period. However, confinement in small spaces also causes mixed opinions as the sows are restricted in their movements, which can affect their behavior. It is necessary to care for piglets as soon as possible after birth. The appropriate temperature for piglets in the first week is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, then gradually decrease until weaning. Usually, piglets will suckle their mother's milk for the first 3 to 4 weeks, then switch to a weaning diet to grow quickly. In addition, farms now focus on vaccination and health monitoring for piglets to minimize the risk of disease. Not only investing in breed research, China is also a pioneer in building large-scale farms, applying modern technology to operations. Some prominent models include pig farming projects and high-rise buildings equipped with modern automatic equipment and machinery. In recent years, the pork crisis has brought pig farms into the city. The livestock industry is no longer limited to rural areas. You can see these farms in Beijing. Not only investing in breed research, China is also a pioneer in building large-scale farms, applying modern technology to operations. Some prominent models include pig farming projects and high-rise buildings equipped with modern automatic equipment and machinery. In recent years, the pork crisis has brought pig farms into the city. The livestock industry is no longer limited to rural areas. You can see these farms in Beijing. In addition, smart devices and AI systems are also used to monitor the health and behavior of pigs. Facial recognition and voice scanning technology help detect pigs that are coughing, preventing epidemics in time. Currently, China has been able to self-supply 90% of piglets for the livestock industry, basically controlling the breeding problem. The breeding process takes place through selective breeding. Each litter usually produces 10 to 14 piglets, depending on the breed and care conditions. With more than 40 million sows, capable of giving birth 2 to 3 litters per year, the number of piglets produced is extremely large. Thanks to scientific care methods, the survival rate of piglets has been improved to 90%. Despite many successes, the pig farming industry in China still faces many challenges. This country is located in the area most affected by the epidemic. In addition, the cost of raising pigs in China is much higher than in other countries, so they have to constantly look for solutions to reduce these problems. In the future, the pig farming industry in China will continue to develop, as domestic demand is still increasing. With the continuous development of technology, it will be easier to increase production efficiency, ensuring enough piglets for farmers.